Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I'm gonna make him an offer, Captain.
Hold on to your butt.
Luke, what's wrong?
Well, the Luke and Jake movie podcast is over.
Yes, it is dead.
It is dead.
We're down a syllable, but we're up in production value.
What?
Welcome to the Luke and Jake movie show.
Oh, I'm Luke.
You can read that.
Yeah, this is that we just spent the past 2.5 hours making a new movie show sign.
Worth every second.
Yes, I'm Luke,
And I'm Jake.
and if this is your first time tuning in, this is our weekly show all about movies.
And other stuff.
And if you're avid fans of the podcast, no need to worry, because the Luke and Jake movie show is almost the exact same, except for some few tweaks. here
It's
and there.
like we've evolved.
Yeah.
We've evolved and grown.
Yeah.
That's
you know,
right.
we like to think of the podcast as it was like our first season, kind of.
Yeah.
And this is like an advancement. We've been picked up by a network, and
It's
we have
like-
all this money.
It's like the Luke and Jake movie podcast was like, little baby.
Yes.
And we were like pooping our pants.
And we were figuring it out.
But then we started to learn how to walk and run.
and now
And
we're
now
on a bike.
our balls have dropped.
Yeah,
We've hit
we're on
puberty.
We're on a bike.
So as you know, this weekend, the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is coming out, which is a big deal.
Big deal.
Looks to be the biggest movie of the summer.
Yep.
And what makes Guardians so great? It's ensemble cast.
And we love ensemble movies.
There are all kinds of great ones out there.
Yeah, there are ones that are small ensemble movies, like Little Miss Sunshine. I would say is like a small ensemble
Yeah,
movie.
for sure.
And then there's the huge movies like all the Marvel movies, kind of.
Which is a great example. They each,
Exactly.
Captain America has a movie, Thor has a movie, Iron Man has a movie, but then they all came together. But you know what never happens?
What never happens, Jake?
Ensembles never meet ensembles.
No, they never meet. But what would happen if they did?
They would fight.
They would fight.
They would fight
And who would win?
to the death.
That's what we're gonna discover today on the Luke and Jake movie show.
Ensemble Wars.
Ensemble Wars. I love it.
We have 8 great cinematic ensemble casts.
8 great. I can relate to that cast. All I can think of is masturbate. And I'm trying to loop it in, but I didn't want to.
Round 1.
Round 1 features 2 of the most iconic ensembles in recent years.
Certainly the most bankable. In this corner, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy.
And in this corner, we have the entire team from the Fast and the Furious franchise.
All right.
Alright, so the Fast and the Furious, clearly, the Guardians of the Galaxy have come to Earth.
Yes.
Because the Fast and the Furious franchise, they don't have the means.
They need gravity.
yet. They need gravity to
To
work.
use-
So the Guardians come down.
And even though the Fast and Furious franchise, they have the home field advantage,
Yes.
the Guardians have futuristic and alien weapons and
Yes.
ships at their disposal.
But the tricky thing is, we are dealing with 2 ensembles here that are both heroic. And you have a raccoon.
who has large weapons,
You have an invincible tree.
who is very friendly
You
and
have a
powerful,
green girl.
who has swords,
And then you have the charm of Chris Pratt.
and you have Drax the Destroyer, big
Yes.
muscles.
So, who wins?
All right. Well, I think we got to break it down 1v1. I think you got Jason Statham. I
Go.
think he's going to try and take on Drax the Destroyer. That's going to be a tough competition. But you know what it is? Jason Statham, he's quicker.
Yeah.
And he's in a car. I
Yeah.
think he just runs Drax right over.
Because Drax won't know how they work.
Exactly. He'll be completely confused.
He'll be out of his element.
You just whip some sarcasm at him.
Yeah.
He'll be confused.
And you know what? If
He's
if
dead.
anything were to happen, they also have Dwayne Johnson. They have The Rock.
I think then the girls got to fight.
Yeah.
So I think Gamora and Nebula both take on Anna Lucia.
Anna Lucia from
What's her
Lost.
name?
Michelle Rodriguez. I don't know her name.
And gonna fight the hacker
Yeah.
girl. And I think we all know who wins.
Guardians.
Unless the hacker girl can hack their ships
Oh.
and disable some of their technology, slow them down. But I don't think that stops Gamora. I think she pulls out her knives,
Ching, ching, ching,
and I think she ends it quite quickly.
Who's up next? I think
happens?
The Rock. He'll be here, and then Rocket Raccoon and Chris Pratt will be here, and he'll make some like catchphrase.
I will
And
treat
Chris
you
Pratt
like
will
a
make fun of
Cherokee
him
drop.
Yes.
in the same Chris Pratt way, like, "Oh yeah, nice catchphrase there," and that's gonna anger The Rock. He's gonna run. Rocket Raccoon's gonna go. He's gonna grab his head and break him apart like this.
Rip Rocket Raccoon in half.
In half. And Chris Pratt is gonna be like, "Oh no."
Yes.
Yes.
That is what happens.
Yeah, that's what happens.
So who's left? We have Vin Diesel, we have The Rock versus Chris Pratt and Groot.
Groot.
This is going to be a tough
This
one.
is interesting.
Groot
Is
will
this
be like,
Baby Groot or Groot?
it's volume 2, so I guess it is Baby Groot.
It's done.
It's over. Then it's Chris Pratt, who probably joins the team.
All right. End of round 3. Ding ding. We have
End
a
of round
winner.
1.
What?
End of round 1.
Oh.
So the winner is...
Fast and the Furious franchise. All right. They're moving on in a round robin tournament.
You know what? And I wasn't really surprised, Luke.
No.
When I saw what they were bringing to the group,
No.
I thought, Guardians, they're lovable, they're
Yeah.
huggable, they're cool,
Yeah.
they're colorful,
Yeah.
but they're no match
For family.
for family.
We're not judging this based on movie quality here.
Not at all.
We're judging it on the characters themselves. Okay.
Round 2. Now this is the one that I might be most excited for.
Oh.
Because I think people wouldn't normally think about this.
No.
In one corner, we have costumed heroes once again. A darker version of costume heroes. We have the Watchmen.
The Watchmen.
Dr. Manhattan, Rorschach, Night Owl, Silk Spectre, and sometimes other people like the Comedian.
But then in the other corner, this is a unique ensemble that we thought of that generally wouldn't be counted on a list of ensembles, but this is Project Mayhem.
That's right.
From Fight Club.
That includes Brad Pitt.
Who is also Edward Norton.
Oh, spoiler! So we have Tyler Durden and his endless army of
So
minions.
Project Mayhem is all over the world.
Pretty much
Right.
every
It
disappointed
spreads,
man
yes.
in America.
Okay, so it's all of them versus Watchmen.
All right, fight!
Fight. Here we go. So obviously, the Watchmen, they're considered heroes. They're trying to control what's going on, okay? So they know Project Mayhem's out of control. So this is the problem here. So Watchmen,
Here we go.
they have Dr. Manhattan.
Who is he can turn people into steam. He can do anything. He's practically
Yes.
God.
He is, and time is nothing to him. Time's like an illusion to him. It all is happening at once.
So
but
he-
I think, I think he doesn't want to kill them all right away because they're just guys. They're just like men in society, right? Project Mayhem.
That's
he
right.
doesn't want to just go and destroy all of them like when they sent him to Vietnam. Or
That's
anything
right.
Like that.
So he has a lot of wounds from his past.
Yes.
I think as soon as Dr. Manhattan meets Tyler Durden in no time will be able to psychologically manipulate Dr. Manhattan. And Dr. Manhattan says, "You're right. I'm going to go start my own galaxy." And he'll just leave.
Yeah, and you know what? The Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen, he wants to leave because he doesn't see there being a point to helping save the human race.
I believe there's a direct quote that he says, I think he says something like, "I think life is drastically overrated."
Yes, the rest of the Watchmen are pretty screwed after that point, and you don't know who's in Project Mayhem.
That's true.
Like they're everyday
It could be
people.
anyone.
Yeah.
I think we have a clear winner here,
Yeah.
folks. Project Mayhem wins round 2.
Ding ding. Round 3.
We have the two most iconic superhero ensembles of all time.
We have in this corner Marvel's The Avengers.
And in this corner, DC's Justice League.
This is the most iconic battle of all time.
Probably-
Nerds have fought over this since the 1950s.
This is certainly the most important fight
Yes.
of this first round.
Yes.
Third round.
So let's explain. Obviously, the Avengers. We have some godlike characters. We have Thor. We have the Hulk. We have Iron Man. We have
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch. We
You
have
have-
Black Widow.
We have Paul Bettany.
Yeah, Vision.
Vision.
We now have Spider-Man. We have a huge team here.
But
okay?
look over here at the Justice League.
I see them.
They're coming quick. We have Batman,
Who
who is admittedly the coolest of the bunch, but
Yeah.
is already the weakest of the bunch. And if that's where you start, it can only get better, because then you have Cyborg. You have Aquaman.
I'm gonna leave Sideboard for Cyber.
you have
Aquaman,
Aquaman.
God of the sea.
You have Wonder Woman.
God of
You
the
have
Zions.
Superman.
God of the
Zions.
world. I don't know
God
her
of
name.
the Israel.
God of the world.
God, you said Zions. Amazon.
Amazons. Oops.
And not to mention other superheroes that we're going to be seeing. Oh,
Green
the
Lantern,
Flash,
the
Green
Flash.
Lantern, the Martian Manhunter. There's a ton of great heroes.
So we have these two ensembles, and this is a people will fight this till the day they die.
But it's a pretty
But it's a pretty clear
simple winner.
Okay, so we see the two billionaires who invested money in gadgets. So we have Tony Stark obviously facing off against Bruce Wayne.
And I think we know how this goes.
Yeah. Batman.
He would have a plan.
Yes.
He would have some little gadget to stick to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And his costume would implode.
All it takes is as soon as Robert Downey Jr. doesn't have a suit, he is toast.
That's right.
Batman is going to beat the crap out of him.
Tony Stark might be a clever inventor, but he's not clever in the same devious and dark ways that Batman is.
Exactly.
I don't think Tony Stark would put the same amount of thought in how to kill people as Batman.
Exactly.
And if it's for the fate of humanity in this battle, I think all the rules are off. I think Batman easily finds a way to disable Tony Stark's Iron Man suit and finishes him off.
And obviously the biggest thing in this round is, which everyone would say, is the Hulk versus Superman.
And
okay?
I think it's pretty simple. The Hulk and Superman, they start punching each other. Superman being the selfless one, I think he bear hugs the Hulk and he just flies him into space. Goodbye. Hulk can't fly. So if he did a couple spins him around, tosses him, I think Hulk is bye-bye. I think, though, the Justice League, they're just too OP. Way overpowered.
Yeah,
and
it's Superman. Superman's a god. I
So
really...
as soon as he takes care of the Hulk,
Yeah.
I think...
Thor has a hammer. Superman can see through walls.
His fists
has laser
are
vision.
hammers.
He can do anything.
That's
he
right.
can turn back time by flying around the Earth.
Well, if you disagree with us, too bad. This is what happened.
DC moves on, right?
End of round 3. Whoa. It's been a bloody mess so far. And it might have hurt some of our inner children.
Yeah.
But it's about to get worse.
It's about to get worse. Round 4.
We have, in this corner, the iconic, maybe the largest franchise of all time. Episode 8 is on the horizon. That's right, we have the Star Wars. We have the Star Wars ensemble.
Who does that consist of? The heroes of the Star Wars universe.
So we have Luke Skywalker,
Boom.
we have Leia Skywalker,
Leia.
Han Solo, we have Rey, we have Finn, we have Poe, we have R2-D2, C-3PO, Lando Calrissian.
10 hours later.
Yoda, is he in there?
Yeah, he is.
Why not?
Boom. But then in this corner, we have the characters of the Toy Story universe.
A beautiful ensemble.
This is Woody, Buzz, Jesse,
Bo
Horse,
Peep,
Bo Peep,
Horse,
Bullseye.
Bullseye,
We
Slinky,
have-
Mr., Mrs. Potato Head, Rex.
We have, okay, so this is what happens. They die.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quick. Han Solo.
Yeah. Or
Luke
Luke just
Skywalker.
walks in together, throws them away. Now the thing is, we tried.
We wanted Toy Story to win.
we-
So there you go, folks.
There you go. Star Wars moves on. Boom.
And here we are. We are now into the semifinals.
Semi.
And our round 1 of our semifinals, of course, we have over here the Fast and Furious franchise.
And we have over there Project Mayhem.
This is going to be mayhem.
This is exciting.
Now, here's the thing. When you look at that scene in the basement where Tyler Durden is getting punched in the face over and over again by that mobster, and he's, coughing up blood on him and he freaks him out, there's a psychological component to Project Mayhem that the team in Fast and Furious has never faced before.
No, the only word they know in the Fast and Furious franchise is family.
That's it.
That's all they would say to
Family.
Tyler. But what about my family? Tyler would be like, oh, you mean this? And hold up Anna Lucia's head.
That's right. I think right away, their family will start to fall apart under the pressure. I also think, imagine this, they're in their fast cars, right? They're trying to chase down Tyler Durden.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the semi-truck that was driving over here just rolls them over. Because, of course, a member of Project Mayhem was driving that.
Yeah. Anyways, it'd be messy, but we believe Project Mayhem will.
I think it's the numbers.
Yeah.
I think they just can overcrowd them.
It's kind of uneven.
And I think they can attack at any angle in any way.
I just think they're smarter.
I
They
agree.
are.
I agree. Tyler Durden is certainly smarter.
But remember that hacking scene in Fate of the Furious?
The firewalls. Wow, she's good. I couldn't believe.
Anyway, so they lose. That's partly because we don't like them.
Still fresh in the blood of their previous enemies, Project Mayhem puts on a second coat.
Yeah.
As they arise conquerors over the Fast and Furious
And Tyler
franchise.
Durden shaves his head.
Oh man, it's getting intense. Puts on his tank top. Oh, it's getting good. Alright, Project Mayhem, they move on to the finals. But before we know who they're facing off against, there's a very important... We have the second round in our semifinals.
The second semifinal round. In this corner, we have the Justice League.
And in this corner, Star Wars.
This is a hard battle.
This is a hard battle,
This
Luke.
is difficult. What do you think, Jake?
Well, I think it's going to get messy very quick.
Yes.
I think the Justice League, with their powers, will be able to overcome the Star Wars crew pretty quickly. When we think about the most powerful characters we have, whether it's Luke or even if Yoda is there, with the amount of force that we've seen them use in the past, it does not equal even close to the strength that Superman has displayed.
Exactly. It could be Superman versus all of the characters in the Star Wars universe, and I'm pretty
Certainly.
sure it's kind of unfair.
Completely.
We shouldn't have put the Justice League
He's
in this battle.
God! I mean...
Like, even at the he dies in Batman v Superman,
And then he's alive
still
again!
alive, so he's invincible.
I agree.
So, I'm sorry, Luke.
It's over.
Skywalker, it's over. Yeah, they're all dead.
Yes.
Yeah, Justice League moves on.
Congratulations.
Congrats, guys.
So here we are. We're in the finals of
Final round. I know you're so interested to see who wins this ensemble.
And it's a messy battle.
It's messy. There's blood. There's guts.
everywhere.
I'm pretty sure the entire world is destroyed except these people.
And all that's left on the ash heap in this corner, the Justice League.
And in that corner, Project Mayhem.
Fight.
And it's unfair.
Justice League wins. Superman picks them all up and
This
throws
is the
them
problem.
into space.
Like, the only person I think that could outsmart Tyler Durden is Bruce Wayne. He's a smart
True.
guy.
It's so true.
And he would figure out a way, something that he would be a detective and he would know who's in Project Mayhem.
I think
and-
if Project Mayhem is actually trying to cause mayhem and they are a body of supervillains, I think Superman would show no remorse
No.
in shutting them all down. So even his Boy Scout nature, I think, would be overrid to do this. I think even Wonder Woman alone would be able to handle this. And I think the problem is because the only person who can beat Superman is Batman.
Yeah.
So
and
they're
he's
on a team.
And I think Batman would make like a huge play for them. Like, how do we disrupt this whole organization and take the leader out? And then
That's
it
right.
falls and crumbles, and then they won't know who's in charge. And then you let them; they'll kill themselves. I think they would turn on themselves.
Even if it lasts a long time, even if other Tyler Durden start popping up, I think the Justice
But I
League
think Project Mayhem
can
would
do
eat
it.
itself alive. I think they would just sit back, Justice League, and watch them do it to
boy.
themselves. I think they would kill each other.
However it would happen, I think we're both agreed. Justice League is the
Ensemble.
There you have it, folks.
the definitive.
What do you think? Did we mess up with that?
Comment below. Tell us how bad we are at what we do.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm sweating.
I'm not, but I'm sweat. I can feel the sweat.
Feel the energy, the heat.
What's our next segment?
Well, this is a brand new thing.
Brand new thing.
As is everything.
As is everything
show.
on the Luke and Jake Movie Show.
But something that we have noticed from doing our podcast and from just being friends, is that typically we each have a different disposition about things.
Yes, we do. I'm more of a rainbow, running through the trees, sort of animated movie, happy sort of guy.
And I'm more, how deep and dark can we travel into the human psyche?
Yes, yeah.
So welcome to our brand new segment, Luke Likes.
And Jake Hates.
Let's cut right to the chase, people. I have no problem with you liking something that I think is terrible. In the same way, what I'm about to say shouldn't affect what you like, unless somewhere deep inside that tiny little piece of humanity beating away develops a tick or an itch that tells you that maybe all those dollars and cents, all those toys and t-shirts, all those hours spent arguing over your silly franchises, like we just did, maybe it was all in vain, because the truth is that a lot of these movies, particularly the Marvel movies, are just cash cows. They're just trying to get at your money. So what does Jake hate this week? It's Marvel movies. Here's the truth. Disney, they're like the Maple Leafs when it comes to Marvel. They don't gotta win the big award to have you as their slave for life. These movies are sugar-coated near nonsense, and sometimes just plain old nonsense. How about we work through the list, people? How about Iron Man? Without Robert Downey Jr.'s charm and wit, we would just be looking at another terrible villain in the Marvel Universe, Jeff Bridges, who tumbles and mumbles through some giant mega Iron Man suit until he's defeated by the upper atmosphere, the Incredible Hulk. Hulk movies just don't want to work. Of this, I am convinced. Iron Man 2? This movie is awful and I don't remember it. Thor. Ah, yes. A Norse god of immeasurable power in these great universes far beyond our imagination. Instead, let's take away his hammer, his powers. Let's put him down on Earth so he misunderstands everything. It's hilarious, isn't it? Captain America, the first Avenger. Here is the tide for the first place of the most boring lead character in the Marvel Universe, next to Thor. Let Captain America punch Nazis until you're bored out of your mind. Truth is, this movie has a team of characters that I don't remember any of their names. It's boring, it's dumb, and it's ridiculous, and it doesn't even matter because it takes place 60 years before the rest of the movies. And then we have Marvel's The Avengers. Sure, the whole team gets together, but it doesn't make any sense. Why is Loki alive? Why does Thor and Iron Man fight? Oh yeah, cause it's in the script. Iron Man 3. Good job, Shane Black. You made the first Marvel movie that almost meant something. I'm Iron Man no more. But psych, I'm still Iron Man. Didn't mean anything. Thor: The Dark World. This is Thor 2. This movie's awful and I also don't remember it. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. If you took this super team of brightly colored heroes and you just turned them into some super spies, this would just be a bad Jason Bourne movie. Guardians of the Galaxy. Sure, this movie's a ton of fun, it has great characters, it made a ton of money, but it's still just for kids. It's candy, no real sustenance. Avengers: Age of Ultron. This movie nearly killed Joss Whedon. Shame on you, Marvel. What do you mean, Age of Ultron? I think that movie lasted a week. The week of Ultron, the most expensive mess Disney has ever made. Ant-Man. Oh, a lower budget Iron Man. Captain America: Civil War. This isn't a war. They wrestle each other and throw quips back and forth until they're friends again. No one dies. That's not a war. And finally, Doctor Strange. Oh, a high on drugs Iron Man. So what am I saying? I'm saying what's been in the hearts of movie lovers like myself, who when they saw Star Wars come out and redefine the movie industry as just this money-making machine, we lost the brilliant and the thoughtful films of the 70s, and we were given the senseless action and exciting films of the 80s. We lost something beautiful. Now here's the thing, there are still beautiful movies made every single year, and every day someone's coming up with a new great idea for a movie. But they're not giving them the money that they deserve. Here's the truth, there are a lot of those beautiful movies, none of them have the logo of Marvel over top their title. This is my plea to Marvel fans. Stop calling these movies great. They're not. They're just a little fun, and I'm sick of having to talk about them all the time because there's a new one coming out every week. It's like talking about cuisine with someone whose favorite restaurant is McDonald's.
Wow, that was a lot, eh? Anyways, while Jake hates a lot of things, I like a lot of things. I like McDonald's, I like walks in the park, but more importantly, this week on Luke Likes, I like going to the movies on opening night. There's no better time to be in a movie theater, in my opinion. The energy, you can just feel it. It's a group of people coming together for this one pivotal event where they're seeing a movie that they've never seen before. And because it's opening night, there's a buzz. People are like, oh, what's gonna happen? And they're murmuring in their seats and they're really, really excited. Now, generally, the movies that you want to see on opening weekend and the ones that I like seeing the most are the ones that are the most hyped about. So these are the Star Wars, the Harry Potters, and the Marvel movies. Don't kill me, Jake. This is what people stand in line for. This is the ones that people flock to the theater because they don't want to miss out. They don't want it to get spoiled for them, and they want to go because that's what everyone's talking about when they go to work and they go to school. That's why you want to see a movie on opening night. I've seen a lot of movies on opening night. I've seen Harry Potter 6 and 7. I've seen Interstellar, Inception, The Dark Knight Rises, almost all the Marvel movies, The Avengers, I Am Legend, I don't know. Just a lot of these movies I saw on opening night, and they actually added to my overall experience. For example, the other week I saw Fate of the Furious on opening night in the theater, and I had a great time. It's not a good movie, but the crowd around me and the energy and the buzz and what they were feeling, it kind of rubbed off on me. And that's kind of where I like to say that I like going to see Marvel movies. They're not the best movies, and I agree with Jake on a lot of his points, but I just like the experience. I like fans coming together and experiencing that moment together. I think that's what movies have the power to do, and that's why I believe in movie theaters, and I believe that movie theaters have a purpose and a reason for existing. And one of my favorite directors, Christopher Nolan, totally agrees with this. He says that all of his films deserve to be seen in a movie theater because there's something so special about that. And this is why I like opening night so much, and I really do think that movies are intended to be seen sometimes in their opening weekend. because that's where you get the greatest audience and you get the greatest experience of movie watching. My dad, when I was in grade 5, my dad pulled me out of school at 11 o'clock in the morning to go see Star Wars Attack of the Clones because he was worried that it was going to be ruined for me. And so he took me out of school, drove me all the way, I remember it was Colossus Vaughn. He drove me all the way out there, and we saw Star Wars, and I was the first one to know that Yoda has a lightsaber, and I ruined it for everyone. So there you go. See a movie on opening night. You'll feel so much cooler around your friends. I know all of these movies I'm talking about, they're nerd-based. They have huge fandom attached to them, but it kind of rubs off on you. You feel this excitement, you feel the crowd, and when a crowd's more open to laughing and clapping, it just, you invest in the movie more, in my opinion. So, to be honest, the last few Marvel movies I've seen, I hated because I didn't see them in the theater. I waited for Doctor Strange, I waited for Ant-Man, and they were horrendous to me. But when I saw Captain America Civil War, at first showing, it was great. People were cheering, and I had a great time. If that was my only experience with that movie, I think I would be like, yeah, that movie was like good, it was fine. But after going back and rewatching it without that experience, it's actually not that good. So that's what I like this week. I like going to see movies on opening night, and I encourage you, there's a lot of movies coming out this summer. I encourage you to go see one of these big movies on opening night in the first showing because you're gonna have a great time. I guarantee it. How you doing over there, big guy? Huh?
Heart rate's back down.
Yeah.
I feel good though.
We're good. See, welcome to my Zen zone.
Yeah, but you know what? Getting angry sometimes, it's therapeutic.
It is. And you know what? There are some things that I hate, and there are some things, surprisingly, that Jake does like.
That's true. But I agree. When it comes to those big movies, they're definitely worth seeing in theaters.
Yeah.
Like, probably the best movie theater going experience I had was seeing Interstellar in IMAX opening weekend.
Yeah.
That was...
Like,
incredible.
And it's so true. Like, I remember so many people, even on Rotten Tomatoes, saying Doctor Strange, the visuals. And I never got around to seeing it, so I just waited till it came out. And on like a screen and stuff, I'm like, they're cool. But for me, like if you're watching on like a smaller platform and it's not that first like hype, you are more interested in like the story and the characters, and that's what I was interested in. I'm like, there's nothing new here that I haven't seen.
There you go.
And I do agree with basically everything Jake said. We are sick of talking about it just because it's so hard when people call these movies incredible.
Yes, it
is. Because we have our own opinions on incredible movies, and we just don't. We're very sensitive to people using those words to describe movies that aren't as good.
I always think about it in terms of food.
Yeah.
You're talking about the best food, who do you ask? You ask chefs. You ask food critics.
Yeah.
When it comes to films, there are people who have dedicated their lives to this art form.
Yeah.
And they are almost all in agreement about what are the best or great movies. And I'm sorry, Marvel movies, most of the large franchise films are often ignored.
Yeah.
They're considered,
Yeah. Breaking news on the Luke and Jake Movie Show. Breaking news on the Luke and Jake Movie Show.
One of the most successful and influential directors of his time, Christopher Nolan, famed for Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar, among others. He has been now officially attached to produce Bond 25. Yes, that is the 25th in the James Bond franchise. There had been many rumors about him being involved to direct a James Bond film ever since Inception came out, and it had a sort of signature spy sort of feel. Now this is exciting as him and his producing partner and wife, Emma Thompson, have now been officially attached and it has been confirmed by IMDb Pro. Luke, what do you think about this bit of news?
I think this bit of news is exciting, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe down the pipe we hear word that he may be directing a Bond movie, but I've heard word that this next Bond movie is going to be directed by kind of an unknown director. There's also been rumors about that. I think it's a great choice. I think Christopher Nolan makes delightful movies, and I'm excited for Dunkirk premiering this summer.
I have to agree with you on all of those points.
Yes. The Defenders trailer for the new Netflix original series has premiered. For those of you who aren't sure about what The Defenders is, yes, it is a crappier version of The Avengers, The Defenders. The Defenders is made up of Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. All four of them have had Netflix original shows on Netflix, and now they're coming together just like the first Avengers movie to be seen in an all-new 8-episode series on Netflix. The trailer was released, and it doesn't look too good, Jake. It doesn't really look that good. The problem here is Daredevil I enjoyed. Jessica Jones I enjoyed as well. I couldn't get through the first episode of Luke Cage, and I didn't even try with Iron Fist because of all the negativity surrounding it. So The Defenders is coming out in August, I'm pretty sure. So go to YouTube, type in The Defenders trailer, and tell us what you think, because there's another hallway fight. And have you ever seen the Marvel original series?
I have not.
Alright, each one features a hallway fight.
Ah!
So nothing new here.
I see.
Yes.
If you're a fan of them, I'm sure you are excited to see this team together, but Luke, I trust you if you don't think it looks good.
Yes, Jessica Jones is the best character of the bunch, the best series of the bunch, so I'm excited to see her again. I will be watching it, as will millions of other people.
The other slaves to the Marvel franchises. Jordan Peele, half of the very famous comedic duo Key and Peele, very funny, has found great success in the directing world. Completely out of left field, he released a film called Get Out, which he achieved to this date 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That 1%. The 1%. The 1%.
The film had a micro budget, $4.5 million, which is very small as films go, and grossed nearly $200 million, which is an enormous return on that investment.
Enormous. He's set.
Set what?
Set for the rest of his life with that kind of money.
Jordan Peele has now been given a directing and producing deal with Universal Studios.
Ooh.
He'll be in charge of overlooking several projects, including micro-budget films, some of which he will be directing. Being his very next, he said it will also be a social thriller. And he said, quote, "I'm incredibly honored to be partnering with Universal Chief Donna Langley, Peter, and all the brilliant folks at Universal. I'm thrilled to continue the work we started together on Get Out, pushing the boundaries of storytelling, not only on the next film, but with all of Monkey Paws, which is his production company's future projects.
That was a great reading. I really enjoyed Get Out.
I did as well.
I did, so I'm excited. He's a talented guy. He has a comedic edge, which is always needed, I think, in these type of horror movies. That's what made Get Out different. There was this hilarious aspect to it.
It didn't take itself too seriously while still nailing those horrific and thrilling moments.
Yes. The final piece of breaking news we have, this is actually crazy news. Okay, I have to read this so I get my facts straight.
Good
okay?
idea.
So there's
We're all about the facts on the news.
Yes. There's this hacker group. This is what they call themselves. The Dark Overlord. Okay? This is real. This is real. You Google right now the Dark Overlord Twitter page. You can read this, and this is actual fact. This week, the Dark Overlord hacked Netflix and stole all of season 5 of Orange is the New Black.
One of their most successful television
shows, one of the first original shows that Netflix ever did, okay? So they stole it and held it for ransom. And they blackmailed Netflix to give them an undisclosed amount, probably in the millions, to not release the season 5, okay? But guess what?
What?
Netflix did not comply, and now on torrenting sites and streaming sites around the internet, Orange is the New Black Season 5 is released to the public.
So go to... No,
No.
We are not advocating this piracy.
We're not advocating this piracy. This is crazy.
This is.
And people, if you go to their Twitter page, the Dark Overlord has stated this is just the beginning. In 2005,
yes,
the Dark Overlord hacked... Is it Overlord? Yes. The Dark Overlord hacked medical records of over 9 million Americans and held them ransom for money back then because they were going to release them to people that want to buy them.
Goodness.
Okay, that's crazy. So now they are warning. They sent out a warning to Fox, ABC, a bunch of non-streaming places, and said that they have footage of new seasons of their shows, and they are planning to release them if the demands are not met. This is crazy news.
This is.
And people are saying for Netflix isn't actually that worried about it. They're a streaming website. This is just creating more press for Orange is the New Black, which hasn't been as popular as it used to be.
So
now people are more
raise the
inclined
profile.
to exactly, and I think that's why they didn't comply. But this is big news. Okay, the Dark Overlord. Go to his Twitter page. It's creepy.
And this has been breaking news on the Luke and Jake Movie Show.
Breaking news on the Luke and Jake Movie Show. Welcome to our final segment of the show.
Crafty Devils.
As you can see, we're amazing, crafty people.
This is homemade. This is
Handmade.
handmade.
If you can't tell.
Ooh. No, they can't because it looks so good.
Yeah, Jake actually made this. I helped this much.
It was moral support mostly.
Yeah.
We are going to take some Play-Doh. We have some there.
So we have Play-Doh.
Not a sponsor,
Nope.
but we are open. And we are going to make Play-Doh versions of the fan favorite character from Guardians of the Galaxy.
We're gonna make
Groot.
We're gonna make Baby Groot.
How about you do Baby Groot and I'm gonna do Old Groot?
Okay, sounds good.
It smells like childhood, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm already getting it.
I have been known in many circles to be absolutely terrible at crafts.
Hopeless, I think, would be the word most people would use.
like one of the worst.
So Vin Diesel, he's the voice of Groot, and so you can go on YouTube and you can search up him doing the voice.
Yeah.
And it's him in this big room, and you would think that he just has to say it like once or twice. Say, I am Groot, right? But no, he's in there doing it over and over and
I haven't
over
seen that.
and over again. And you just think like, oh man, is this how seriously he takes the Fast and the Furious franchise?
Well, that's the thing. And I don't know if he's joking or not, but Vin Diesel in the past few years, he seems to have gotten a little delusional. He said before Fate of the Furious came out that he will be shocked if it's not nominated for Best Picture for the Academy Award.
Did he actually say that?
He actually said that. And, you know what he said?
No.
He said, I think it's almost guaranteed that Rocket Raccoon and Groot are going to get a spin-off.
Like a film?
Like a movie.
No.
He said, because that's what people really want to see, and I know Disney really, really wants it. Then James Gunn, the director of Guardians,
is like, not
the reporter told him, you know what his response was? He was like, oh, Vin, I don't know where he gets these ideas, but he's a good guy. And it's true.
But I'm worried that when you get famous, you kind of lose touch with reality.
Well, it must be hard.
You already are losing touch with reality, and you're not even famous.
Well, it's just like, could you imagine people like that have like their homies around them saying, "Oh, dude, you're the best. It's amazing."
Exactly.
No one's gonna tell Vin Diesel, "Man, Fast and Furious was not good, man."
I'm gonna make him flat first, and then I'm gonna prop him up.
I think this kind of says stuff about our personalities. Look at Jake's corner, okay? He has 3 unopened. The purple one's open. Look at this. I have opened all of them, touched and grabbed all the Play-Doh.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
It's a mystery.
I'm actually really excited to see this movie tonight.
Yeah, it had like, movies get these like pre-screenings where it's not critics. It's like everyday people get a chance to watch the movie. And this movie, well, they're treated always really well or whatever, but often people are very honest about movies in those situations, and they often don't say how they went. Yeah. But this movie got 100% score from the everyday average viewer. So this movie is going to kill it on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, tell us below, or have you already seen it when you're watching this? Tell us below what you think.
Because the first Guardians is my favorite Marvel movie, by far.
Yeah, I think it is mine too.
By a lot. Like, I rewatched it a month ago, and I actually really enjoyed it. I had a fun time, and that's mostly because of Chris Pratt.
He's so much
really
fun.
like him.
He's so charming. He's so handsome.
I know, he's the best. Have you seen Chris Pratt? If you have him on Instagram, he does this thing called What's My Snack? Hashtag what's my snack? It's so funny. And he just talks about like this because he's on the set of Jurassic World 2. It's crazy how much Jurassic World made.
Insane amounts of money. Like, did anyone see that movie coming?
No, I sure did not.
I mean, it's super impressive. Like, good for them. But at the same time, it's like, oh, come on. Because that movie wasn't all that.
No. It was actually bad. My movie experience seeing Jurassic World.
Yeah, I forgot this.
I was living in Newfoundland for the summer. Yeah.
Because that's what
I lived
people
in Newfoundland. That's what people do. And there's one movie theater in Stephenville. It can only hold one movie at a time. Seriously. So it holds one movie at a time and it has one showing. So I went on a weekend to see Jurassic World, and I've never been in a theater that vocal in my life.
Yeah.
Like, we are talking right away in the trailers. People just shouting like, that doesn't look too good. Nope. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna see that. Are you gonna see it? I don't know. Like,
Hey Jerry!
and walking around, like saying hi to each other as the previews are playing. I've never experienced this in my life. There is commentary by the entire audience the whole time. Like, we're talking, don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. Don't. Ah! I laughed so hard.
I would lose my mind.
Like, with a movie like that, if it was like a movie I was like if it was like Dunkirk, a movie I really want to see and pay attention to, I would be livid. So
I'm starting to add the sort of the bark on my guy. So you see kind of how it's going to go. Now, we didn't have any... Wait, you let the people see what you do?
Can they?
It looks like he fell off a building. It's just...
You know what he looks like?
Against the
My
pavement.
Groot, he looks like that superhero from SpongeBob. Mermaid Man,
Barnacle Boy?
He actually does. Guys, I'm not good at crafts. I
you're
actually hate crafts.
Oh, come on. You can't hate crafts.
I do.
How can you hate crafts?
I do.
They're so much fun. Now, we'll be selling these final products
Yeah.
to benefit
The Luke and Jake movie podcast.
the Luke and Jake movie show. Send them to the movies for free for life fund.
We really need it. These people need you.
So if you want to support that amiable cause, you can email us e-transfer to Hello Movie.
Oh my gosh. In grade 2, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
The top of his head's green, man.
Yeah, but like, why is it lumped like that? It looks like Junior Asparagus from
Dude,
Vegetail.
I'm making little Groot, not big Groot. When I was in grade 2, I remember I wanted to draw a man swimming, an overhead view of a river and a man swimming across it. That's all I wanted to do.
That's all I
So I painted
wanted.
blue. I was so bad at art, I hated it. For some odd reason, I got so lazy, I'm like, I'm just gonna draw him in red. Like a stick man in red. And it actually looked like the Canadian flag. Except brown on the sides, blue in the middle, and this like flag-looking red thing in the middle of a man
on
swimming.
Earth.
See, Jake, this is unfair. Jake's good at crafts.
I like it. I like
Even
making
all this.
stuff.
Do you see this?
I
This
made
is
all
Jake's
this.
idea. And I wandered around Home Depot, a store that I have no desire to.
It was literally like, Luke, hold the tape. Okay, give me a piece of tape.
Yeah.
Okay, now hold this.
Sort of
All
my
right,
life
now-
when it comes to crafts. For all my school crafts in elementary school, hey mom, I need a medieval castle built.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I hated kids like you for doing that.
Yeah.
It's always so angry. Just do it yourself. It's not that hard. Are you giving him a penis?
No.
Is that a penis?
No.
Oh.
I didn't mean. This is the veins. This is the veins, guys. Oh, I forgot to use orange. Eyeballs. I love the small Play-Doh. I'm gonna eat some.
They're safe to eat. Do it.
Are you serious?
Eat a bigger chunk than that.
No,
though.
no.
The people can't even see it.
No, I
that
don't
chunk.
want to. I feel like I'm gonna be sick.
Well, you don't set it up if you're not going to do it, man. What does it taste like?
Disgusting. Play-Doh is not good.
Hear that, kids? Don't eat Play-Doh.
I bet there's some people that like it.
Dude, have you seen those episodes of like Mario or whatever? It's like My Weird Addiction.
Yeah.
And they eat like couch foam.
Oh yeah.
There was a woman who would eat the foam from her couch. How do you do that? That's messed up.
There are such. I remember on Maury they used to have irrational fears, and this
Yeah.
one person
Peaches.
terrified of pickles.
Pickles? I've seen peaches.
Terrified, like screaming. That makes no sense.
What happened to them? Something awful must have happened. It is funny.
The only way to get better at crafts is to do it.
That's so. I see. That's the attitude that people need to have in life.
It's not the worst.
No. I would never say that.
I revealed my.
Are you done?
Yes. I made a G on his chest for Groot. Okay.
All right.
Let's show
The reveal.
the reveal.
So yours is Baby Groot, and mine's Adult Groot.
Look at that.
pretty cool.
That is good.
That's not bad, eh? Hey, that's not bad.
What do you think of mine?
Vote below.
Vote. Whose is better?
Yours looks like the Gumby's arch enemy.
Because I thought we had to use all 4 colors.
Why would we have to use all 4 colors?
Because they're there.
There it is. Beautiful.
So, this has been the first edition of our new format of the Luke and Jake movie show.
We are so glad that you joined us. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Subscribe to us on iTunes.
Yes.
On SoundCloud.
Yeah, and tell your friends about it, and share this video if you enjoyed it.
And if you did make your own Groot at home, share a picture below or on Facebook.
And as we still always say,
Go see a movie.
tell them we sent you. Tell them Groot sent you. Tell them.
That's so
Maybe
funny.
this is Gord. Whose is
Good
better?
that you got rid of the penis. What's this?
That's mine's symbolic. It simplifies.
Mine is great, man. If I had more time.
Let's go see Dragon. Volume 2. Let's do it.
Thanks for watching Movi.